Hey everyone, and welcome to my channel. So today we are doing this fun black and gold look with a bold lip and how to contour. If y'all want to see that, then keep on watching. Alrighty, and to get this tutorial started, I'm taking my Professional Pearl Primer by Benefit. Just taking a little dabble-do-ya of that. And priming our face. Now it is important to use a primer because without it, your makeup just doesn't stay and last very long at all. So it is important to find a good primer and a good primer that works for you, because some primers may be geared towards more oily skin, drier skin, any of those. Taking now our Urban Decay All Nighter in the shade 2.0. Our foundation brush, of course. Taking our beauty sponge and blending that out. Taking now our Tarte Shape Tape, and I am just taking it and dotting it under the eyes. And anywhere that needs concealment, simply taking our blending brush here and just simply blend, blend, blend. Taking now our Too Faced Born This Way Ethereal Setting Powder, pouring that into the lid. I don't know if y'all can tell, but it is so cute with the little heart shape there. So adorable. Too Faced always has the best packaging. Simply baking the under eye to help keep that concealer in place and make it stay. And then just taking our powder puff here and setting the rest of the face. Alrighty, and of course, as we know, while that bakes, it is time to do our brows. So I'm taking the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Powder Duo in the shade Chocolate, and just taking an angled brush and filling them in. And of course, taking our little brush comb combo, and we are simply brushing those out to remove any excess powder. And speaking of powder, it is time to dust off the baking on our face, so I'm taking just a large fluffy facial brush and simply lightly sweeping the baking away. Alrighty, so now it's time for contour. So I have a bunch of contour powders to show you, some bronzers here. Now, this one I really like. This one suits me. It is a lighter shade since I do have a more fair of a complexion. This one is a little bit darker. It is a bit too dark for me. Hoola Bronzer, which is also a classic and a favorite. It is a good shade for multiple skin tones. This one is a matte. I also have the Tarte Park Avenue Princess Amazonian Clay waterproof bronzer. This one I do love, but it is a tad dark, so it is good for a stronger contour. Also, I have the Too Faced Sun Bunny bronzer, which I absolutely love and adore because it does have two tones, like my Anastasia Beverly Hills brow powder. It does have the lighter and the darker. It is good to mix those shades to create more of a dimension and a depth to the colors. And of course, we have the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Contouring Palette in the shade Dulce de Leche, as y'all know. This one, the contour shade here is a little bit dark, so I always go in with a very light hand with this, but it is a very good matte contouring powder. So I am actually going to be taking my Hoola bronzer, and for a bronzing brush, you do want a fluffy brush because you don't want that bronzing shade too concentrated, but you also want it small enough to be precise on where you put it. So I know a lot of people like to suck in, but a lot of people do it a bit drastically. So a lot of it is to slightly suck in and smile. I find that the best way. As you can see. Then also to continue with the shading, we want to go up and just kind of put that here on our temples as well. And it is good to make a number 3. So it goes like that. And that is a very good pattern to follow because it does create a more natural look than just a straight line here. Also, what I like to do is contour my jawline. You want to get it right on there. Also, it just really helps with shading and creating more of a defined jaw. Also, taking this little flat angled brush and going to contour the nose, in which for me, I find best to do it on the more top side. Just tap it on in and blend it out. And I find that gives the best nose contour. And a lot of contour has to do with contrast, so that's why we take a brightening powder. So I'm taking my Wet n Wild one from the palette Dulce de Leche. And we are simply putting that under our contour on our cheeks. Also on top to help brighten the area, in which we will also be putting a blush and highlight. And down the bridge of our nose. Taking now my Too Faced Love Flushed Love Hangover. Simply taking that on a blush brush. And I find it best to more tap than swipe. And that is such a lovely shade. And of course, for our perfect black and gold look, I am taking the Charlotte Tilbury Bar of Gold. And this is such a beautiful highlighter, guys. I absolutely love it. Alrighty, moving right along to the eyes, I'm taking my Ulta Eye Primer in Champagne. Just taking a little bit of that. And of course, I am taking my Too Faced Chocolate Gold palette. It is such a wonderful palette. I love it so much. Taking now the shade Rolling in the Dough and taking that just to set our primer. Taking now the shade So Bougie and putting that all over our crease. And taking the shade Chocolate Truffle, putting that in the crease as well, going lightly over it, just warming up that crease. Going in now on a smaller brush, I'm taking the shade Lovin' Cocoa right here. What's your favorite way to have hot cocoa, guys? Do you make it with milk or water? Do you like it better with whipped cream? Leave me a comment down below, guys, telling me your favorite. And we are really concentrating that Lovin' Cocoa more on the outer corner. And on a very defined brush, we are taking the shade Decadent, which is a lovely black with little bits of gold in it. Working that lightly and blending. Taking that as well and running that along the outer third of your lash line. Taking now a flat brush and our concealer, we are going to cut that crease. Just taking a little bit. Now we are taking the classic shade Chocolate Gold and we are putting that all over our lid. And taking that on a little flat defining brush there. Once again, going in with the shade Chocolate Gold and running that on the rest of your bottom lash line. Taking now my NYX Epic Ink eyeliner. And once again, we are taking that flat brush and taking just the teeny tiniest amount of concealer. And we are going to kind of clean up that edge here. Now taking our NYX Epic Ink. And we are good. And I am now going to finish the other eye off camera. Alrighty, so I have finished the other eye off camera. So now it is time for mascara. I am taking my Monsieur Big. I absolutely love and adore this mascara. It is very volumizing, but not clumpy. And taking my Marc Jacobs Highliner Matte Gel Eye Crayon in the shade Pink of Me, we are simply going to fill in our waterline. Taking now on a very small and defined brush, I am taking the shade Gold Dipped, and I am putting that in my inner tear duct. And taking the shade Rollin' in the Dough, and I am highlighting my brows. Taking now my Revlon Color Stay Lip Liner in the shade Red. So you really want to just outline the natural shape first. And if you like where you see it, then don't overdraw anymore. Taking now my Tarteist lip paint in the shade Bay. I absolutely love the Tarte lip paints. They are amazing. Alrighty, taking our Too Faced Peach Blur blurring powder and our lovely loose brush here, we are simply just putting the blurring powder all over our face. And of course, to set that, I am taking my Hangover 3-in-1 Prime, Set, and Refresh spray. And that is it! Thank you guys so much for watching this black and gold tutorial. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to check out the awesome social media shout out in the description box below. My social media links are down there as well. Love you guys. Bye!